In this video, and the ones that will follow in this three-part series, we'll be heading over to the Katmai Coast to check out the mighty brown bears of Alaska. More specifically, we'll be having a look at the bears of the world-famous Brooks Falls. Now, the videos in this series will be a bit longer than the usual 3 minutes or so, but it's an awesome place to visit, so I hope you don't mind. This video is brought to you by The Adventures of King Kodiak, a fun and educational children's book series about the biggest bears in the world and the place they call home. Order your copies today at Amazon.com or by visiting the 3 Minutes Outdoors website at 3minutesoutdoors.com. Over the years, I've had the privilege of spending time around many bears throughout the state of Alaska, including the giant Kodiak bears of Kodiak Island, the grizzly bears of the interior parts of the state, and the big coastal brown bears of the mainland of Alaska, such as the ones that inhabit Katmai National Park and Preserve. One place that I've always wanted to visit, but haven't until more recently, is the world-famous Brooks Camp. The Brooks River, and more specifically Brooks Falls, are quite possibly the most popular bear viewing destinations in the world, as this area provides fantastic, abundant bear viewing opportunities in a very safe and accessible manner. While there are indeed many big brown bears that frequent the area, if you want to see them in high concentrations in places such as the falls, then you'll have to time your trip just right. And that means to visit when the salmon run is at its peak in July, as well as in September when the salmon are finished spawning and begin to die, which makes them easy pickings for the bears. The behavior and physical appearance of the bears between July and September can be quite different. In July, the bears can be a little skinny, and they typically have their thinner summer coat still. They can also be very aggressive and competitive, as they're extremely hungry at this time of year, and they feed voraciously on the incoming salmon, which is essential for their survival. By September, most bears have a thicker, new coat of fur, and they've fattened up substantially on hundreds of salmon. In fact, they get so incredibly fat that Katmai National Park has a Fat Bear contest every year to see who's eaten the most. As a result of having gained so much weight, the bears are not as aggressive or desperate for food. However, the bears that haven't attained the needed body weight and calories for their upcoming winter hibernation can still be very dangerous and temperamental. The coastal brown bears of Alaska are true eating machines, as they must consume a full year's worth of food in only 6 to 8 months in order to prepare for hibernation. As a result, bears seek out abundant food sources in places and in situations that require the least amount of energy to attain that food. This makes places like Brooks Falls, as well as man-made salmon weirs in other parts of the state, ideal places for bears to gather in large numbers, as the waterfalls and fish weirs act as a temporary barrier that slows down the fish, thus enabling the bears to easily catch and consume them in great numbers and in a relatively short amount of time. Along with watching the incredible sight of so many bears feasting on the massive numbers of migrating salmon, a great deal of bear drama also plays out. There is a very structured, highly respected hierarchy in the world of the bears, and the largest, most dominant bears are the ones who claim the best and the most coveted fishing spots at the falls. Smaller bears will move in briefly while the big ones are away resting in the bushes and digesting a big belly full of fish, but when they come back for another round of fishing, the little bears quickly move on, and if they don't, a confrontation will usually ensue. The smaller, younger, less dominant bears will typically do most of their fishing in the area of the river down below the falls. It's very interesting to watch the dynamics of this hierarchy play out among the different bears, which is something I'll be sharing with you in the next 2 videos in this series, so be sure to subscribe to this channel and stay tuned. On a final note, Brooks Camp is unlike any bear viewing destination I've ever experienced. Almost every place I've watched, photographed, and filmed bears in the past many years has been in places of remote wilderness where few, if any, humans are present at any given time. Brooks Camp, however, is a large, rather commercialized setting with many trails, buildings, elevated walkways, viewing platforms, restrooms, and at times, large crowds of people. It's designed and regulated in a way that doesn't intrude on the bear's habitat and doesn't disrupt their feeding or bedding behavior, which is something that is constantly studied and monitored by park officials and wildlife biologists. So if you're looking for a safe, relatively accessible place to watch and photograph bears with modern amenities such as restrooms, cabins, and a lodge, then Brooks Camp may be the place you're looking for. I'll leave a link in the video description below for you to find out more. In the next video in this series, we'll take a look at some of the main bears of Brooks Falls, as well as some of the drama that unfolds during the summer salmon feeding frenzy. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, be sure to subscribe to this channel and check out the 3 Minutes Outdoors website at 3minutesoutdoors.com. And finally, if you'd like to support this channel, click on the link in the video description below to find out more.